Hi there, Timothy Unkert here, and welcome to my SAT math practice playlist. I'm going to show you in this video how I'm making a lot of these problems and talk about that in addition to some additional ways that I'm going to make the problems. And then we're going to start going through some practice SAT problems. And by showing you the way I make them, if you're practicing for the SAT, you may be able to harness some of these technologies yourself and use them to create your own practice problems. Okay, so I've got a blank Google Doc open here. And I've also have another tab open here where I just am searching for SAT practice test. And you'll see here that College Board offers a bunch of full-length practice tests that are readily available online. So you have full-length digital practice tests on Blue Book, if you're on that, or full-length paper practice tests. Click on those. And we see right now they're starting at bundle 4. They've had bundle 1 prior, I've seen. And we've got this PDF here, SAT Practice Test Digital. So I'm just going to click on that, and that's going to open in a separate tab. And let's say I just want to practice stuff on that's likely to be on Math Module 1. I'll click on here, this side view here, and then I can expand the side menu, and you have Module 1 and Module 2 of English, and then Module 1 and Module 2 of Math. So let's click on Module 1 of Math, click Math. That'll bring me to the Math section. I can get this larger if I want, and I can scroll on down and start to begin to look at the problems that I might face. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these problems and use AI to create some better problems based off of it. Or not better problems, similar problems, but not exactly the same. So you get a little variety because the actual SAT isn't going to be the exact same questions, obviously, as a practice test that's available to everyone online. Now, for this first one, the AI I'm using, I would probably make my own charts here if I'm practicing with my students. The ones with charts, you might practice some of the ones that are available online or make your own that are similar to this. But if I have something like 3 more than 8 times a number, x is equal to 83. Which equation represents the situation? Something like that would be something I could paste into AI, or what percentage of 300 is 75? Let's take this one. I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to go here, and I have an educator email, so I can get a free Brisk It AI, and they keep trying to have you upgrade, but I'm going to use the free one, and I'm going to click on this little icon. It's an extension you can get for Chrome. I'll click Create, and let's create a quiz, and you can pick the number of questions. The default here is at 10, but I like to maybe do a little bit less, so we'll do 4. And all I'm going to type into the prompt is create a question similar to, but not exactly the same as, and then I'm going to paste in the prompt here and click Next. And it's going to either prompt me to use the current form or a new form, or the current doc or a new form. Now, typically I do these with my students in Google Classroom. I'll be doing this right from form, so I'll have a form open up and it'll create a quiz right into the form, and I can use that for an electronic do now. But for this video where I'm doing a YouTube video, I'm going to click on this current doc here and click Brisk It, and again, it's trying to upgrade me here, but I'm just going to close that out. And you see right here, it gives me each of the 4 problems with multiple choice and an answer key. So now what I can do is I can take these and I can go to download, and I can download the PDF of the document, and I could either open it and edit it as a PDF, or what I can do is open up a new tab here and just open up the download. And then now that I've got the download here, what I can do is I can increase it, and then I can start writing on this document for a video. So let's go through some of these problems, and maybe we'll see some of the shortcomings because you do have to check your work with this AI stuff. It's not always accurate. But let's take a look at this first one here. So what percentage of 500 is 125? Well, to figure that out, we're going to take 125 here and we're going to divide it by 500. And that's going to give us a decimal, and we'll multiply that decimal by 100. And so one thing we can use, or students can use on the SAT, is the Desmos graphing calculator. So let's open up another tab here, and let's just search for Desmos graphing. Okay. And we can pull up this graphing calculator, which is like the calculator that will be on the SAT, and we'll do 125 divided by 500 and multiply that by 100, and you see here we get 25. So it's 25% of 500, which if you think about it makes sense because 25% of 100 is 25, and you have 5 of those, so 5 times 25 is 125. So my answer here is going to be 25%, which is B. Now let's just check what answer they actually picked for the AI. So they did pick the correct one, 25%. Okay. All right. Let's look at this next one. If 60% of a class of 40 students are girls, how many girls are in the class? So there's a quick way to do this on Desmos. You can literally type in 60% of 40. Or you can do 0.60, which is 60% as a decimal, times 40. Those will give you the same thing. So, all right, so let's go here. We can type in 60%, and it's going to give me the of 40. That gives me 24, which was the answer they had selected. I don't know if you saw that. But we'll do also 0.60 times 40. We also get 24. So our answer for this one is 24B, which Brisk It AI had correctly selected. Okay. Next one. A recipe requires 150 grams of sugar, which is 30% of the total weight of ingredients. What is the total weight of the ingredients? Okay. So we have 150 grams of sugar, and we don't know the total weight. We're trying to find that. Let's call that X. And that's going to equal, well, the 150 is the 30% of the 100. Okay. So what we can do now is we can do some cross multiplication. We can say 30x equals 150 times 100. And nice little trick for this is we do 15 times 1, so that's 15. And then we just add 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. To solve for x, we'll divide both sides by 30. A little trick here is we can cross out the 0 here and here. And so we get 1500 divided by 30. These 30s will cancel. And we'll get x equals, well, 3 goes into 15 5 times, and we have 2 zeros after it. So we got 500 grams, which is C. And let's see how Brisk It is doing. So we go down here. C, oh, A, 500 grams. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. It's actually, they have C, 500 grams. So, you do have to check this when you're making a form. Sometimes you'll have to correct certain things. But, it's a free tool, for educators, at least the base version. So yeah, try it out if you're an educator. All right, so problem number 4, a store is having a sale where 40% off an item costs $30. What was the original price of the item? Okay, so 40% off is 60% of the original cost. So let's say it costs 30 with the 40% off. That's 60% of 100. You may be able to see the answer here. Well, you can see it right there. Notice that, again, B is going to be the correct answer, but it's showing as C with the AI. So they're working out a few things. Okay, so 30 over X equals 40% off, which is 60% of the total, over 100% of the price. So if we do our cross multiplication again, whoops, we get 60X equals, then we do 30 times 100. That's 3 times 1 is 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3 zeros after it. Okay, so then to solve it, we divide both sides by 60. These cancel, and we get X equals 3,000 divided by 60. We can cross off these zeros right here. So then we go 60 into 30. That's 5 times. We have another 0, so it's 50 is my solution. Okay, so X equals 50, which would be B right here. B. They have the answer down here is C. So again, put a little question mark. But you know, these are coming up with good problems. You may have to check the answers. I do find I have to do that for the do nows. Sometimes they're right on, sometimes not, but you just modify a little bit once you create the questions. So my plan is for this SAT playlist, I'm going to go through and just try my best to get some good SAT-like problems with AI, either Brisk It AI. Also talked about a previous video where I have a subscription to chatbot app AI, which I was using for a Java thing because I do programming on this channel as well. But yeah, I can use that as well to come up with the problems. So there's multiple ways I'm going to use some AI to come up with some of the problems that we cover on this SAT series. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you do, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're a student prepping for the SAT, you got a ton of resources online via College Board. They have answer keys. So start going through that, watch some of these videos, and you can do very well on the math portion of the SAT. Of course, there's English stuff to practice as well. So just practice. Practice makes perfect. All right, enough rambling. Hope to see you in the next one.